So today I want to talk about how to grow peppermint or spearmint. Basically, peppermint and spearmint is a pretty simple plant. You can just take a cutting, and what you do is you cut it off right below a node. A node is where you see these two branches by my ring finger coming off. If you were to cut it just below that, like I did on this one, it would generate new roots right at the node. And this has been in water. I just took that stem and set it in water. It's been in there for about 3 weeks, and it generated this many roots. I lost just a few leaves in the process, but the plant remained pretty much the same as when I cut it. So these are two different cultivars or varieties of spearmint, and I'm gonna go ahead and plant them in the ground in my little herb garden here. And we'll see how that does in the next couple months. Want to be extra careful not to damage any of these fibrous roots, because those are what supports the life of this plant. I'm doing it all one-handed, so don't judge me too hard. This planter box we have here was actually recycled from pallets. Pretty simple thing. We just bought a few bags of soil and a little bit of wire. The wire supports the bags. We took the bags and dumped the soil right on top. The bags are what keeps the soil in the planter box. So all in all, we only have probably just the cost of the soil invested in this planter box, which anytime you can recycle stuff, it's always a little extra rewarding, because you feel like you're making use out of something that was just going to be wasted and brought to the landfill. So that always makes you feel good, knowing that you were able to do something like that. Now we're going to add a little bit of aloe to our garden here, our herb garden, because it is a medicinal plant. And vegetables are wonderful, but herbs are important too, because they can really spice up the flavor of the different things that you grow on your homestead. So we try to have a wide variety of stuff. Now this is a pretty simple plant, and I do want to clean it up so I'll make it look more appealing in my garden here, because you know, it's fun to just look at your garden, and if you don't have a nice looking garden, it's not as fun to look at, you know. So we got all that garbage out of there, and I'm gonna kind of give these a little bit of space like this. That's still attached. There's a little one there. You do gotta be careful with aloe, because they do get big, and aloe also you know, it kind of doesn't ever die, so it'll be here forever. So I'll probably just do this temporary for like 1 season, because it's going to take over this whole bed pretty quick. Now this is pretty old aloe, actually. It's a few years old, actually. It's just been restricted in that little pot for so long that I just wanted to give this one a chance. And I do have tons of aloe on my property, but it just adds a little bit to this garden bed itself. That's why I'm adding it. All right, and that's about all I'm gonna do. Just like that. So here in the garden bed, we have our 2 different varieties of spearmint. A little bit of lemon balm. You can buy all this at Lowe's or Home Depot. This is rosemary. And then this is sage. And put the water from the plants that we rooted on the plants. You know, anytime you can recycle, always recycle, right? It's always nice to be able to do that. Just want to fill it in so these plants have plenty of room to generate new roots. Will help them grow into establish into nice, healthy plants in the long run. And they need a little bit of space too, you know. So try to space them out as good as I can without damaging any roots. There we go. All right. As well as not covering any of the leaves, because the leaves are how they generate food through a process called photosynthesis, which probably most of y'all are probably aware of. That's our little herb garden. Nothing really too spectacular, but maybe in 6 months it'll look different. Thanks everyone. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you would, and we'll see you next time in the Best Gardens DIY.